One of the most common problems I see across all the businesses I work with is they don't follow up with leads consistently. Not because they don't want to, but because systems break and things get missed. So what I've done today is I've built a mislead recovery agent that detects when nobody has followed up and does it all autonomously. This is the exact type of system businesses will pay you for and something you can build and offer yourself. Here's the demo right here. So basically, this is as if a new lead has just come into your CRM, and what's going to happen here is all your agent is doing is monitoring these fields. So if these fields are not set, it's going to trigger an automatic follow-up and send an email, and basically your agent is just monitoring these fields here. You can see it did that. I'm not doing anything, it's just running in the background. It saw that this field was not set, and then it's gone boom, drafted a recovery. And then check your email here. I'm just going to jump in my email just so you can see it. There you go, follow up. And obviously this is a demo, so it doesn't look great, but it's the power of the automation here. The cool thing is you can have it so that the first follow-up's done and you still don't get a reply, and you can still have some additional fields here, and then it will trigger another follow-up in X amount of days, and so on and so forth. I'm going to build this automation with Visual Studio Code and Codex, and I wanted something to note is the most important part is not the email sending, but the fact that this agent is watching your pipeline when nobody else will. Here we go. Anyway, here's the prompt that we're going to use. You can click the link below, join my community, and you can get access to this prompt, or pause the video, write it yourself. Really doesn't matter. We're going to use the MD file. Okay, so first thing you need to do is open up a folder. I've got a bunch of different folders for different agents that I run locally, but for this we're just going to call it missed lead recovery. Okay, so just create that, open that up, so you got your folders here and all your files will go in there, and then you're just going to get Codex, and then you're just going to give it the prompt, good to go, full access, and then just boom, let it do its thing. This is going to create the brains, and then we're just going to connect everything. I'm keeping it very simple just so that you can see how powerful this is. And you could have something up and running and selling this to clients. Misleads are a huge pain point for agencies or anyone that's running ads. So this can have huge value, and people are willing to pay for someone to come in and just build this, whether it's just a one-time fee or a monthly subscription. But yeah, so let's just wait a second while that finishes. So it's going to identify misleads. It's going to use AI to determine the urgency, and then it's just going to draft a tailored email just following up, and then it's going to update your record, your Airtable base, which is the base that we're going to be creating. So while we wait for Visual Studio Code to do its thing, it looks like it's already done it, to be honest. So look here, let's go open up the files. You see here, you got your MD, and then it's got a JavaScript file here. And then we're going to need some credentials, which I'm not going to show. But you can see everything that it's built here. And it looks like we only need the JS at this point. We might need more, but that's built for now. So now I did have this down, the fields that I wanted to create for the Airtable base. So what I'm going to do is just ask Codex, what fields do I need to create for my database? Okay, so it's giving me the fields here. So let's grab these. So just literally copy that. Let's head over to Airtable. I use Airtable for pretty much everything. You don't have to use Airtable, you can use Excel. It just looks nicer. So let's just call this, let's create a new base here. Okay, so come over to Airtable, and then you just want to start with Omni. Okay, and then just literally create me a base and a table with these fields. So I mean, you can do it yourself manually, but why when we've got AI with Airtable? Now I am on a paid plan, but that's basically all I need here. So just hit build it. Okay, we're going to wait a second for that to finish. It won't take long at all. Okay, there you go. There you see, Omni's built this base here. Now these do look these are obviously fake leads. I'm going to delete these. Just clear that for now, just to keep things simple. We don't need that. I'm going to put myself in here, Jake B. I'm going to put my email address in. If you want to email me, you can. I might not reply. Let's do it today. Status. Close new. Follow up. Okay. I'm not going to touch any of this here. I actually don't know how we're building this. I am doing this completely live with you right now. But that's a base right there. So, base is set. Base is set. Now what? Now, I do know what we're doing, but I'm just showing you how you can figure this out. So next steps are just local setup, first run, install dependencies in this folder. Sure, let's run that. Actually, you install these files and run these. Okay. Fields. I said fields. I meant files. I meant you install these files and run these commands. There we go. Misleads should get AI urgency, draft recovery message, recovery timestamp. Should be checked after processing. If you want, I can add a quick dry run mode next so you can test. No. I'll handle the local setup now so you can see it's doing its thing. Files are present. I am just going to have to get the Airtable credentials, which I'm going to get. See there, look, it's running the agent now. If environment variables are missing, there we go. Completed the commands you asked for. Ran, blah, 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 blah. Result from run. Yep, the result from run is I need these environment variables. So we need our Airtable API key, which it's not called an API key anymore. It's called a token, I believe. We need the base ID, and we need the table name. And then we will run these, okay? So let's do that part. If you are ever unfamiliar about where to get information from, just Google it. That was terrible advice. But you can see here, this is actually the base ID. So app to here. I believe that's the table ID. I'm not entirely sure, but it's not your, let's call this something as well. It's not your, how do you rename this? We'll just say mini follow-up. Okay, so now that's done. Okay, now what do we need to do here? We need how to get Airtable token. Personal access tokens. I'm going to pause this here or blank this out so I can, this is not what I want anyway. I forget where it is. It's somewhere silly. Let's go back to Airtable a second. It is, where is it? I forget where it is. I think it's in the help. Actually, sorry, yeah. You go here, you go share. Or is it this? Man, where is it? I forget where it is again. I think it's here. Get lost. Okay, yep. So you come here, you click on the help, you go to, it depends when you're watching this. This is just how I get here. And then you go to API documentation. And then from here, I'm pretty sure you get your tokens. So you use your access token. So you click on this, personal access tokens. So then you click on this here, create dash tokens. You'll be able to create a new Airtable token. I just don't want to show my Airtable tokens, and then you have access to my bases. So I'm going to pause this. So once you've clicked on create new token, put your base here. So I'm just going to call it mist lead demo. And then the scope you need is read, write, and then add another scope, and it is schema bases read. That's what you need for the permissions for this to work. And then, of course, you can add all resources or add the base. In this case, we've got the mini follow-up, so just add that base. And I think I'm going to pause it again because you're going to see the token. But once you see that token, then we're going to add that to the environment variable in Visual Studio Code. So once you've got your token, you're also going to copy this here, the app, this part here. This is your base ID. So go ahead, copy that, and then also just keep a mental note of the table name. In this case, it's called leads. And then additionally, you're going to need an OpenAI token. I'm not going to show you how to do that. I've shown it in many other videos. If you want to know how to do that, join my community below. Okay, once you've got your API key, base ID, I actually didn't see the environment file. So what I said was, I'm not seeing the environment file. I checked the project directory and we'll create a new environment file now. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go in, get your API key get your Airtable API key that it's called a token, but it's still labeled as API key. That's fine. Get the base ID, add that in. Get the table name, add that in, and then get the OpenAI API key. Whatever model you want there, that's totally up to you. And then we're going to run this. Okay, so I'm going to update that, and then we're going to run this, and then you're going to see how it works. Okay, so that's all set now. So we're just going to let's run a test here. So let's just hit send, see what it does. All the environment keys are set. I'll run a live test now by executing this file in this directory and report exactly what happens. Test run executed, and it failed because the environment keys are present but empty. That's not true. Maybe I didn't save it. 1 second. Okay, so it tried to run it. It fetched 2 Airtable bases. It found 0 misleads, completed with no errors, which is okay because we haven't set it for anything. So, but as you can see, we're already getting somewhere here now. We've just done a few prompts, but what we want to do now is how are we going to send this? Obviously you're going to connect to your email, right? You're going to connect to your email to send your leads an email. So how are you going to send the follow-up? Let's see what it does. In this demo, it does not send an email, only drafts and stores the follow-up in Airtable. Okay, so we can I want to show you it in real time. Let's actually do this. Okay, I would like to show an email setup. What do you need? Okay, so to wire real sending, I need 6 things. Send grid, resend, Gmail, API, blah, 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 blah. Give me 1 second here. I have this already set in another automation. Okay, so it's suggesting like a API for sending emails, but right now I'm just going to send it. I want to send the emails from my own account to the leads. Obviously, if you're going to be dealing with thousands of leads, there's going to be a bit more of a complex setup, but for simplicity's sake, we're just going to have an SMTP connect to my own email address, which is then going to email the address that's on file that's in your database. So letting it do its thing here. I just got to connect it basically. Okay, I didn't explain the SMTP part very well. So what we're doing is with Visual Studio Code is we're going to connect the automation to your inbox. But in order to do that, you need these credentials you're seeing on the screen here. This is going to go in your .environment file. So you need your SMTP host, your SMTP port, and your SMTP username, and also your password. But with Gmail, you have to create an app password. So I'm just going to show Gmail just to keep it simple. If you're using a different service, you're going to have to do a bit of research and how to set up this environment variable. But just ask the AI, and it should give you an answer if you're using a different provider. But for Google, all you're doing is go into your email, so log in, and click on the little squares, the square here, and then just go to your account. And then in your search, so you do need to enable 2-step verification if you've not done that already. And in here, just type in app, and then it should show app passwords like that. Click on that, and then you'll be brought to a page like this. Enter the app name, follow the fields, and you'll be able to get a password. That password will look something similar to, where is it? This here. So like four letters. And then just copy all that, put that into your .env file, and your inbox will be connected. Okay, so that's all connected. It's all good to go, but we actually don't know what the trigger fields are in Airtable. So, what are the trigger fields in Airtable that need to be set for you to follow up? The follow-up triggers when all 4 of these are true for a record. So let's go ahead. Let's open up Airtable. And then let's open up here, mini follow-up, and we want created at older than 24 hours. So let's just go here. Book to call is false. There's no false here. I don't understand that. Unchecked, okay. Recovery sent is false, unchecked. Status is not closed. Where's status? It's new. Let's go new. Okay, so this is a new lead. Let's call it Johnny, just to separate things. Johnny, like that. Johnny Bravo. Okay, there's my email address that's created here. Okay, so I'm just going to say now run it. Okay, fields are set. Fields are set. Now run it. Okay, let's see what it says as a follow-up. But processing failed at the incorrect API key. Oh, okay. So I've got an issue with my API key. Let me fix that 1 second. You may not have that issue. Okay, so there was actually just a text issue with my API key, but as you see here, I've just ran a test lead. So let's go and check my email and see if it actually followed up. And you can see here, it's actually done like a... So the problem is my demo has treated this like it's like a demo, like I'm showing a YouTube video. So I've not got a production system, but here you go. Dear Johnny, hope this message finds you well. I wanted to follow up regarding your recent inquiry with us. We're excited to assist you. Obviously, this is cookie cutter. Let's actually check my email, make sure it did send. So obviously, very cookie cutter. This is a demo. That's what you'd expect. You can fine tune this, but there you go. Subject. I don't know why it's got that, so I would change that. But look here, first name, Dear Johnny, hope this message finds you well. Excuse me. Wanted to follow up regarding your recent inquiry with us. We're excited to assist you, blah, blah, blah. Now, why is this valuable to businesses? Because like it's pretty basic, right? And following up is, you may not think following up is actually an issue for you, because you're like, oh, I can just do that myself, and but when you've got when you've got hundreds or thousands of leads, following up, you might even still have a system in place where you do manually follow up. But the problem with humans in general is we'll put it off, and we'll keep putting it off and think, oh, they're not really that interested, I'm not going to follow up anyway. But if you've got a system in place, it's going to eliminate that emotion from it, and you're just going to have follow up after follow up after follow up, and potentially more revenue. And that's why this system's so valuable. And savvy business owners that can understand that will pay you real money to get something like this built. As you can see here, we're at 20 minute mark. As I record this, it might be less because it's edited, so it might be 15 minutes. But we've got the functionality of a lead recovery system already built in like 10 minutes here. We've only got simple files. You can host these. You can use NAN to schedule it. You can use cron jobs to schedule it always. Obviously, this is running on a local machine, so the machine has to be on, but you can host it on a cloud service, and waiting for those trigger points that will then follow up people. Like, just treat the Airtable base as like your CRM. So every lead that comes in, you'll have an automation that's going into this database, and then I actually do offer this as a paid service, but my system's a lot more advanced than this. But this is the structure I would start with, and then build on that. And if you don't want to manage it and you want someone else to manage it yourself, that's a little different. But look here, like you can completely do this and start selling this. Businesses will pay $1,000 up for this setup for sure. Like even more. Like even if one recovered lead is worth more than a couple $100, like they're going to pay you for this. This is a no-brainer. If you want systems like this and you want more in-depth setup, join my community below. I'm going to be building out some core systems for businesses that, that are not just fancy tools or fancy softwares, and they're actually, revenue geared systems. Right now that community is free. I'm turning it into a paid product. I just want to get it to the point where it is. So if you join now, you don't have to pay a single penny. You just get this premium content for free. So go ahead, join that below. But hope you like this video. I just wanted to create a simple agent that you can do quite a powerful business task with, and make money from it. So yeah, hope you like this video. I'll see you in the next one, and bye bye.